When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way. Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno.
Good evening, and you're watching news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV. We're broadcasting from Jalingo. This is the Pulse of the Nation. Follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and stream live on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. I'm Bridget James, and here are the headlines that matter. Rivers State House of Assembly resumes sitting, adopting 6 resolutions and calls on Governor Fubara to submit commissioner's nominee and present appropriation bill. PDP in Lagos urges Governor Fubara not to abandon the party after return to office. Police Service Commission commences promotion exam for over 400 senior officers nationwide. International news. Egypt confirmed thefts and disruption of 3,000-year-old Pharaoh's gold bracelet. Business news. Dangote Group to import electric trucks, modernizing fuel and distribution fleet as all owns investment. One Hinkley E-West Recycling in Nigeria. Entertainment news. Tiwa Savage revealed past secrets relationship with Nigerian celebrity. Sport news. Nigeria Flying Eagles commence training in Chile ahead of FIFA Under-20 World Cup. And now the news in full. The Rivers State House of Assembly has resumed sitting for the first time since the lifting of the state of emergency, adopting 6 resolutions during a brief session. Lawmakers commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for restoring peace, pledged to honor agreements sustaining stability and urged Governor Siminalayi Fubara to submit commissioner nominees for screening. They also resolved to draft an appropriation law for the remainder of 2025 investigate expenditure and contracts awarded during emergency rule, and review outdated legislations to enact new ones. The section marks a significant step towards restoring legislative normalcy, with plenary adjourned until September 22nd. The Rivers State House of Assembly has called on Governor Siminalayi Fubara to submit commissioner at Thursday's plenary, presided over by Speaker Martins Ameule. The lawmaker resolved to restore legislative business in the state. Meanwhile, the Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum, led by former Deputy Governor Dr. Gabriel Toby, urged political actors to embrace reconciliation and unity, describing the reinstatement of democratic governance as a chance for Rivers people to rebuild and address pressing challenges, and also to prioritize peace and development. Supporters of Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara staged a massive gathering at the gate of the government house in Port Harcourt to welcome him back following the end of emergency rule. Loyalists from all 23 local government areas, including political figures such as Victor Oko Jumbo, former Speaker of the disbanded three-man assembly, strode the venue with chants of solidarity. The atmosphere was festive, with women in colorful attire, dancers, youths, and elders celebrating in anticipation of the governor's return. Although his arrival time remained uncertain, the show of unity underscored strong grassroots support after President Bola Tinubu reinstated Fubara and his administration. The People's Democratic Party in Lagos State has appealed to reinstate Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara not to abandon the party after his return to office. Fubara and other elected officials resumed duties following President Bola Tinubu's suspension of emergency rule imposed in March amid his power tussle with ex-governor Nyesom Wike, the PDP Lagos vice chief, instead of defecting. He called for peace among political actors and advised lawmakers who defected to APC during the crisis to return, stressing that citizens deserve the dividends of democracy. The Police Service Commission has commenced promotion examination for over 400 senior officers nationwide to strengthen merit, competence, and character in the Nigerian police force. Among them, 56 chief superintendents are being considered for elevation to assistant commissioners, while 451 superintendents seek promotion to chief superintendents. The examinations were overseen by Justice Paul Adamu Galumje and a retired DIG Taiwo Lakanu. The PSC said exams are now a compulsory benchmark for career advancement, aligning with global best practices. Deputy superintendents are scheduled for their own exercise on September 19th. PLC Chairman Hashimu Agugu urged public support as reform continues. The Oyo State Police Command has arrested an Islamic cleric identified as Alpha Bashiru for allegedly being in possession of suspected human flesh. Police spokesperson CSP Adewale Osifeso, he said the suspect was intercepted by a Federal Highway Patrol team along the Ibadan Expressway. Bashiru reportedly claimed he bought the substance in Lagos. The item has been sent for forensic analysis, while the suspect is in custody at the State Criminal Investigations Department. In a related operation, police recovered an abandoned Toyota Camry after the driver fled during a stop and search. Authorities They reassured residents of continued effort to strengthen security. The Nigerian Air Force has reported successful airstrike against terrorists in Borno State, destroying their stronghold and killing numerous insurgents. Air Comrado Ehimen Odomade, NAV's Director of Public Relations, he stated that precision strikes were carried out at Bula Medibale, Guzuba, after intelligence confirmed unusual movement of about 45 terrorists, some arriving on motorcycles and bicycles. The site, marked with 2 terrorist flags, was identified as a rallying point for insurgents. The operation denied the terrorists the ability to regroup or launch further attack, underscoring the armed forces' commitment to restoring peace and security in Nigeria's northeast. The death toll from the Afriland Towers fire on Broad Street, Lagos Island, has climbed to a 10 after United Capital PLC confirmed that 6 of its staff perished in the tragedy. This follows Wednesday's disclosure by the Federal Inland Revenue Service that 4 of its officials also died. The blaze, which erupted Tuesday afternoon in the basement's inverter room, quickly engulfed the 8-story building, forcing panicked the workers to smash windows to escape. Emergency responders rescued 9 people, reviving 5 on the spot, while 4 were taken out unconscious. United Capital described the loss as devastating and announced plans for a memorial. Nigerian Hydrological Service Agency has issued a fresh flood alert for communities along the Niger-Benue basin as river and tributaries which reach peak levels. DG Umar Mohammed says Kainji and Jabba dams are currently spilling excess water, threatening towns like Patigi, Jeba, Mokwa, and Bogu. Goronyo and Kiri dams are also overflowing, worsening floods in Sokoto and Adamawa. He clarified that Cameroon Langdo Dam is not releasing water, stressing local rainfall as the main drive of a flood in Adamawa. NIHSA urged government agencies and residents in vulnerable areas to relocate, safeguard vulnerables, and heed early warnings to reduce disaster risks. The NDLEA disowning of purported photos of freed Nigerian pilgrims underscores the importance of accuracy and responsibility in media reporting, like clarifying the images that they were not authentic. The agency protected the privacy and dignity of the victims, aligning with global human rights standards. This move highlights the danger of misinformation, as misuse virtual can stigmatize innocent people and erode public trust. For the media, the incident is a reminder to verify sources and avoid sensitization. Ultimately, NDLEA's stance reinforced the balance between transparency and human rights protection in sensitive cases involving international reputation. On governance, development and infrastructure report, Governor Ubasani of Kaduna State has pledged to deliver developmental projects without resorting to borrowing and speaking at the flag of a 16.5-kilometer road in Lere local government area. He said the project will be handled by a reputable firm and described it as unprecedented for the area. Sani vowed to complete abandoned projects, citing the completion of Rewa and Maijeri bridges and the nearing completion of Tudai Bridge. He also promised solutions to electricity challenges in several communities. Officials hailed him as a promise keeper, while APC leaders expressed confidence that his people-focused leadership would strengthen future electoral victories. The federal government has set a December 31st, 2025 deadline for mining and quarrying companies to conclude community development agreements with host communities. Minister of Solid Minerals, Dr. Dele Alake, he emphasized that mining without CDS is an injustice and warned that defaulters risk license revocation and reprobation. Despite over 1,300 licenses issued in 2023, only 342 CDS have been signed. Alake urged communities to negotiate responsibly and resist personal incurments, stressing that agreements must deliver lasting benefits. The ministry has already shut down non-compliant firms, signaling a firm commitment to responsible mining and community development. The Lagos state government has ordered the suspension of all reclamation projects across the state, including those with prior approvals. Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, he announced that all ongoing and approved reclamation works must be submitted for documentation and monitoring within 7 days. He warned that non-compliance will lead to decommissioning and evacuation and possible prosecution. Wahab expressed concern over unregulated activities in areas like Banana Island, Ikoyi, Lekki, and Badagry, citing risks such as flooding, erosion, biodiversity loss, and water pollution. He emphasized Lagos' vulnerability to climate change and reaffirmed the government's commitment to sustainable urban development. The chairman of Lagos Island Local Government, Honorable Taiwo Oyekan, has launched 7 new free school buses and distributed educational materials to 2,000 pupils across 11 primary schools. At the rollout event held at Dr. Telslim Elias Model Primary School, the council also provided exercise books, school bags, and mathematics sets. Onyekan said the initiative was aimed at easing transportation and supporting learning as the new academic section begins. He highlighted other achievements in his first 3 months, including GCE form distribution and school renovations. Dignitaries, community leaders, and pupils hailed the gesture as a boost for grassroots education. Going to health, welfare, and labor issues. The Lagos state government has refuted claims by the Nigerian Medical Association Lagos chapter that doctors' salaries were deliberately cut. Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Afolabi Oyatayo, he clarified that the discrepancies observed were due to administrative adjustment to ensure payment matched actual entitlement. He confirmed that all affected doctors have been refunded. Ayantayo, he stressed that Lagos doctors remain the highest paid in Nigerian's public health sector, with the state exceeding guide demands through consistent salaries, infrastructure upgrades, and training. He urged stakeholders to embrace dialogue rather than misinformation, reaffirming the government's commitment to healthcare workers' welfare and improved service delivery. The Nigerian Labour Congress in Kaduna has expressed concern over the delayed implementation of the 72,000 naira minimum wage at the local government level. State chairperson Ayuba Magaji Suleiman, he noted that while state workers have begun receiving the new wage, local government staffs, including teachers and primary healthcare workers, are still on the old structure. He acknowledged the government's adjustments of health workers' salary under CONMES and CONHES, but stressed that full implementation remains incomplete. Suleiman assured members that the NLC remains committed to ensuring fairness and urged the government to bridge the gap for grassroots employees promptly. On anti-corruption and legal accountability, a Katsina State High Court has sentenced Mr. Rabiu Musa Matazu, Director of Administration at the Sokoto Rima River Basin Development Authorities, to 6 years in prison for abuse of office and misappropriation of funds. The ICPC arraigned him on 4 counts after they diverted 305,000 in rent, which proceeds meant for the agency's account. Despite pleading not guilty, Justice Abbas Bawule found him guilty on all charges. Matazu received 6 months or a 20,000 naira fine on 3 counts and 5 years without option of fine on the 4th to run concurrently. The running reinforced IPC's anti-corruption mandate. On reports, the National Reform and Administration, the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, has announced the end of Nigerian decentralized passport production after 62 years, marking a major reform in the Nigerian Immigration Service. Speaking during his inspection of the new centralized passport personalization center in Abuja, he said the system can now produce 4,500 to 5,000 passports daily, compared to the old machines of 250 to 300. This will enable NIS to meet demands within hours, cutting delivery time to 1 week. Tunji Ojo noted that centralization will enhance efficiency, uniformity, and global integrity of Nigerian passport, aligning with President Tinubu's reform agenda for improved service delivery. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has dismissed rumors that he suffered a heart attack while in London. Speaking at the flag off of the arterial road construction, Wike clarified that he was on holiday, noting it was his first real break since assuming office. He stressed the need for rest despite the pressure of public service, adding that those spreading false reports wished him ill. Wike joked that he prays for such detractors to suffer the ailment they fabricated, saying he remains strong, focused, and committed to his duties as FCT Minister. Going to political and party affairs, the African Democratic Congress in Edo State has announced it will not participate in Saturday's local government by-election scheduled by State Independent Electoral Commission. The state chairman, Kennedy Odium, he told journalists in Benin City that the party received no official notification or guidelines from the commission and was therefore unaware of the exercise. He criticized EDSIEC for failing to engage stakeholders, insisting the process lacked transparency. Odium also distinguished ADC's renewed hope agenda from that of the APC, stressing the party's focus on accountability, anti-corruption, and building strong grassroots structures across Edo 18 local government areas. Concerning human rights and advocacy, Ohanze Ndigbo worldwide has renewed its plea to the federal government for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. Senator John Azuta Mbata, the group president general, emphasized that Kanu requires urgent medical attention. In a video sent to the Punch, Azuta Mbata urged the government to prioritize Kanu's welfare and adopt a political solution. He's stating that this is no strategic advantage in keeping him detained. The appeal seeks to ensure Kanu's safety and access to medical care while encouraging the government to resolve this situation diplomatically. It's now time for a brief commercial break. Stay tuned because the most captivating stories are just moments away and you won't want to miss a single update. Please don't go away.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still here with us. Coming up next are the international business, sport and entertainment news. On the international scene, Egypt's Interior Ministry has confirmed the theft and destruction of a 3,000-year-old gold bracelet belonging to Pharaoh King Amene Mopay. The priceless artifact, decorated with lapis lazuli beads and dating back to 1000 BC, it was stolen from a conversation lab safe on September 9th. Investigation revealed a museum restoration specialist and masterminded the theft, selling it through intermediaries until it was strategically melted into a gold bar. Valued at about 194,000 Egyptian pounds, which is the equivalent of $4,000. The bracelet's loss is irreversible, and the incident coming just weeks before the Grand Egyptian Museum's opening highlights ongoing threats to Egypt's ancient heritage and its vital terrorism sector. Report has it that African nations are significantly expanding their military aircraft capabilities in 2025, aiming to strengthen regional securities and surveillance. A humanitarian operation, according to a global firepower assessment, Egypt leads to the continent with 1,093 operational aircraft, followed by Algeria with 608 and Angola with 298. Other forces include Morocco 260, South Africa 182, Sudan 165, and Nigeria 163. Kenya has 156, Tunisia has 154, and Libya has 143. The expansion underscored the growing commitment across Africa to modernize air power, enhance defense readiness, and regional stability in response to evolving security challenges. On business news, Aliko Dangote has announced that the Dangote Group will begin importing electric trucks as part of efforts to modernize its fuel distribution fleet. The move follows the recent unveiling of 4,000 compressed natural gas and expected to arrive before next month, which will distribute fuel from the Dangote refinery to filling stations at no additional cost to consumers. Dangote said electric vehicles will begin arriving from January, stressing safety, efficiency, and adaptability as key drivers of the transition. He added that global trends demand innovation, warning that the failure to adapt could leave companies outdated. All owns $1.5 million investment in Hankey E-West Recycling marks a significant step towards sustainable energy growth in Nigeria by establishing the nation's first lithium and lead-acid battery recycling plant. It addresses both environmental and economic concern. The initiative reduces hazardous e-waste, supports a circular economy, and creates local jobs while lowering solar product costs. It also strengthens Nigerians' new renewable energy ecosystem by ensuring cleaner, safer disposal of used batteries. However, challenges may arise from weak enforcement of environmental regulations, limited public awareness, and potential resistance from informal waste collectors. Success will depend on collaboration, regulations, and sustained community engagement. The International Energy Agency has warned that global oil and gas fields are declining faster than ever, threatening energy security without sustained investment. In its latest report, The Implications of Oil and Gas Field Decline Rates, the agency noted that reliance on shale and deep water resources has accelerated declines rate, with shale fields and losing up to 35% output in first year alone. IEA Executive Director Fatih Birol stressed that companies must invest heavily just to maintain current production. The report highlights stark contrast. Middle Eastern offshore and field declined by less than 2% yearly, while European offshores field fall over 15%. And on entertainment news, report has it that Nigerian Afrobeat star Tiwa Savage has opened up about a past secret relationship with a fellow Nigerian celebrity, describing the experience as deeply disrespectful. In a recent appearance on Joe Budden's podcast, she revealed that her partner insisted their romance remain private while openly flirting with other women in her presence, claiming it was to avoid suspicions. Tiwa explained that this behavior, repeated at various events, left her feeling humiliated and disrespected, highlighting the challenges of navigating personal relationship under public security. And on sport news, Nigerians Flying Eagle have commenced training in Santiago, Chile, ahead of 24th FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The team held a 2-hour evening section on Wednesday at Cancha Liga training pitch under head coach Aliyu Zubair, following a recovery exercise earlier at their Le Méridien Hotel base. The squad will intensively their preparations with new players and on September 20th before facing Australia on Tuesday. September 23rd, the tournament itself runs from September 27 to October 19, 2025. Chile, these friendlies are expected to sharpen the team's readiness and boost confidence before the global competition. As we end this news broadcast, here are the highlights for today. And in Rivers State, the House of Assembly has resumed sitting, adopting 6 key resolutions while calling on Governor Siminalayi Fubara to submit commissioner nominees and present the appropriation bill. Meanwhile, the PDP in Lagos has urged Governor Fubara not to abandon the party following his return to office. On national security, the Police Service Commission has commenced promotion examination for over 400 senior officers across the country. Turning to international news, Egypt has confirmed the theft and disruption of a priceless 3,000-year-old pharaoh's gold bracelet, a significant loss to the nation's heritage. In business, the Dangote Group is set to import electric trucks to modernize its fuel distribution fleet, while All Owns has invested $1.5 million in Hackley e-Waste recycling, boosting sustainable energy effort in Nigeria. And in entertainment, Nigerian Afrobeat star Tiwa Savage opened up about the past secret relationship with a fellow celebrity. And finally, in sport, the Nigerian Flying Eagle have commenced training in Chile as they prepare for the upcoming FIFA Under-20 World Cup. That's all for tonight's highlight. Thank you for staying with us. And we will see you again with more updates tomorrow. I remain Bridget James. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing SuperCab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the SuperCab app today. SuperCab, your ride, your way. Are you stuck in Jalingo late at